Bitcoin dropped a few $1,000s yesterday and seemingly sent a lot of the community into a panic, but really we are just chopping sideways and setting up for a big move. I obviously think that big move is coming to the upside. We're going to talk about that and all the news that's driving markets today. Don't miss it. Stay tuned. Hang with me. Don't go nowhere. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, Wolfpack? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, subscribe to the channel. And as Kristen said, smack that like up. If you're going to smack that like up, you got to use the back of your hand. We call that the pimp smack, back of the hand smack. Nothing says you like a video like smacking it with the back of your hand. Now, you guys may have noticed somebody, I'm not naming names, somebody, maybe got a new mic. So I need actually your feedback here, guys. How's the mic sound? Does it sound any different to you? Does it sound better? Because I messed with the settings like a real DJ for like 2 hours yesterday. Like, oh, what's up with the noise gate, y'all? And what's up with the compressor? And oh, I can hear background noise and all that. Does it sound any better? I'm all up in the mic. Every time I got a mic in my face now. This is the pro mic that people use. This is the mic I used to use when we recorded DJ stuff. I feel like Fife Dog. I had a quest to have a mic in my hand. Without that, it's like Kryptonite and Superman. I'm like, nah, that's all I need is one mic, right? So anyways, guys, yeah, let me know how it sounds. See, people are saying a little soft, still nasal as hell. I'll take that. Crispy sound, good sound. Someone said a little soft. Well, if it's a little soft, I can do this. Watch. Ooh, ooh. Am I louder now? Is that louder? Does that sound better? Yeah, you sound healthy again. Yeah, well, I don't think that the mic made me. Yeah, see, look. Look, you guys are giving me a mic check. Look, I'm increasing it, but you might hear the mowers in the back. Sounds fine. Y'all say I sound fine. The milk is in the mix. That's right. Anyways, guys, Bitcoin. Let's dig in to all the news, everything driving the markets today. All right, here we go. Let's start. Yeah, louder is better. That's right. It's not soft, crisp, and clear. The problem is you can't really tell how it is relative to the other days. I mean, let's be honest. And now I have this chode in my face. Like, hey, what's up, guys? I feel like I'm doing like the radio announcing thing. I need to put the headphones on at this point. But anyways, let's go. Bitcoin buckles, then bounces in late day spurt of volatility. A flurry of selling briefly pushed Bitcoin to its biggest intraday drop in more than 2 weeks. While the largest cryptocurrency recouped some of its losses, it ended lower for the first drop in 4 days. I love these articles because, like, you know, guys, 4 days. 4 days. Yeah, we had a drop once in 4 days, and we have to write articles about it because there's nothing else to write about. As I said in the newsletter this morning, I said, listen, sometimes there's just not that much to analyze. Honestly, this is one of those moments. You zoom out, you look at larger time frames, everything looks generally pretty bullish, but there'd be no surprises if A, we ripped to the upside, or B, we went back to retest some key levels, and we'll look at that. But there it is. Bitcoin's volatility is in full swing. And they go on to talk about how, of course, ETF could be approved, and that's the reason people are buying. But here you go. The drop is not cause for concern. It hasn't broken trend, and the fundamentals of increased chances of SEC approval and increasing institutional adoption are likely to be supportive of price in the coming weeks. Yeah, guys. Bottom line, no big deal. Why would we even be talking about breaking trend because we had 1 day that closed slightly lower? I love this. It's so ridiculous. Anyways, Bitcoin hovers near 200-hour MA support, resistance at 56.6K. This is CoinDesk. I just want to point this out because now the analysts on the major sites like Bloomberg and Coinbase are talking about really low time frame moves. They're talking about the hourly here. 200-hour MA on the hourly chart. I've literally never even heard somebody get that granular and worry about the MAs, except for maybe the 50 occasionally on the hourly chart for quick scalps. 2.58% drop, currently around the 200 MA, and the average acted as strong support during the U.S. trading hours on Tuesday. Okay, so we had a couple candles hit that line. I don't see that as a big deal. He's talking about RSI also trading below 50. Okay, we know that RSI needed to reset. And in fact, I've talked about the fact that when you get a nice drop in RSI without price dropping too dramatically, that's generally a good thing. We want to see RSI reset with price going basically sideways. Let's take a look at the charts. Honestly, not that much to see. The weekly, leaving a little bit to be desired at this exact moment, but the week ain't even close to finish. We ain't done yet, y'all. We ain't finished yet. So here, the weekly wicked right up into this supply area. I told you this is going to be strong resistance. I've been saying this whole area on the daily, on the weekly, on lower time frames from like 56 to 59, going to be crazy resistance. We're going to need to see some serious conviction to push up through this, right? So right now we have a bit of a shooting star. That wouldn't be the greatest close if it happened, but it hasn't happened yet. Not even a big deal. We have 4 days left. Let's see if we can push higher. If it closes lower, we'll be a little bit concerned here. Not concerned, but we'll have to watch and see if the next candle is a down candle. That's what we'd be concerned about. Confirmation of this shooting star would come with a move lower. But as I've said, this is a higher high, right? We had a lower high here. Now we've broken for a higher high. You would fully expect 52,944, this 53,000 level to be retested, right? 42K eventually got retested after all that price action below it. You would expect this to be retested. So I'm looking for that to happen. You would even potentially expect this descending blue line to be retested after such a key breakout. So movement down to any of these areas, 48, 49, not a big deal at all. Daily, I'll show you those same levels, right? You got that 52,956, and then there's that level right around 48,834. That would be in confluence with that bigger trend line I just showed you on the weekly. This is just resistance, got above it slightly. It was nice to see it above it, but inevitably it didn't hold. Really need to get, as I said, above these 59, sort of 60,000, and then it's just clear skies, in my opinion. If you want to drill in super close on the 4 hour, we do have sort of an interesting line. That was the hourly. We do have sort of an interesting line here that I found this morning, right? Because we have this Bitstamp wick is ridiculous. It's completely irrelevant, as you know. But as you can see here, we have 1, 2 touches, and then the last 2 candles kind of found support, and that's right at the 50 MA on the 4 hour. But bottom line, guys, this is chop, right? This is just chop. This is what gets people freaking out. I guarantee within a few hours, we're going to start seeing calls for this. You'd be like, bro, it's a head and shoulders, like hide your kids, hide your wife, right? Because, and people are going to be like doing these things. You're going to be like, oh, and then it's going to go like this. And then, yeah, baby. But you can't even call for things like a head and shoulders yet until you see it actually happen. It is not happening for now at all. If you're a TD sequential trader, in fact, you have a buy 9 about to print on the 4 hour chart. That's this red 9. Downtrend, uptrend usually starts after that. But you can see that these have been somewhat failed signals, right? You were supposed to sell here. Oops. You were supposed to sell here. Oops. I don't really use this indicator largely, but it was interesting when I pulled it up that we do have that 9. You would need to see the 9 actually closing lower than, I believe, the 7 or the 7 to make it particularly valid. This can be a 13 candle sequence, though. So if you see it drop a bit lower over the next few candles, that could make it more valid and send price up. Interesting to look at RSI on all time frames. I wanted to just do this very quick review. First of all, I want you to know it is inevitable that we will end up with a bearish divergence on the monthly when we make a new all-time high. Inevitable, right? RSI made it all the way up to 91. Unlikely we go that high. Well, we have in the past, but it's very likely we could even get to 100K without RSI getting back above that level. And then we could maybe see the correction. But doing RSI divs, I see people talking about them all the time on the monthly, weekly, higher time frames. They take so long to play out if they do that they're completely almost irrelevant. Let's go down to the weekly. Weekly, we have a very, very slight and only potential bearish divergence right here. This is a slightly lower high, a slightly higher high, but we would need a very clear elbow down for that to be relevant. 3-day has people have been hitting me up on Twitter about this one, which is why I'm sharing it. I just want to go through them all. Pretty clear potential bearish divergence right here. Lower high, higher high. But this has not made that clear move down for me that makes it valid. And 3-day is really not a chart I look at too much. The daily, though, now we get into the lower time frames. You have a higher high on RSI and a higher high. We were looking at a potential bearish divergence. That was invalidated. And now any close where we are or even slightly lower would probably give us a potential hidden bullish divergence, right? So any close above basically 53,761 would give us hidden bullish divergence. As you go down, 12 hour had a big bearish divergence, but also has potential hidden bullish divergence. Going into the 6 hour, Lots of hidden bullish divergence as you go lower. So the bottom line is it's very mixed, but usually you see a much bigger reaction when it's on a lower time frame, and those are generally looking pretty good. All right. Now, listen, we talked about this story yesterday. Mike Novogratz, Brian Armstrong take aim at Jamie Dimon's Bitcoin criticism. Jamie Dimon had a lot to say. I'm going to just share the video with you because now I have it. Here we go.
Bitcoin hitting a fresh 5-month high today, topping 57,000 for the first time since May. It's now just about 11% away from its all-time high, but not everyone is convinced by this breakout. Listen to what JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon said about Bitcoin earlier today.
I personally think that Bitcoin is worthless, but I don't want to be a spokesman. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. I don't think you should smoke cigarettes either, you know, but now it comes into like, okay, that's Jamie, now JP Morgan. Our clients are adults. They disagree. That's what makes markets. So if they want to have access to buy or sell Bitcoin, you know, it's hard. We can't custody it, but we can give them legitimate, as clean as possible access.
First of all, speaking of people who need a new microphone, Jamie Dimon, you're a billionaire, dude. Up your game. You're sitting in your kitchen in an echo chamber with the camera going straight up your nostrils. Straight up your nostrils, talking in echo voice into your probably 2011 MacBook Pro. So get your shit together in that regard, bro. You're on TV. It's embarrassing. But let's see what some other people had to say about it. I gave you my comments yesterday. You know, I think it's ridiculous. But a few people with much louder voices than me had something to say about it. Brian Armstrong. This was in response to Jamie Dimon's comments about, do you even know if there's going to be 21 million, bro? How could you prove it? Prove it. Brian Armstrong, yeah, I read it, talking about the code, and then I wrote it, coding up our own Bitcoin node to make sure I understood it. And he basically went on to say, CEOs without a science engineering background are going to be at a disadvantage in the coming decades because software is eating the world, changing every industry. Ooh, that's quite something to say. What did Michael Saylor have to say? The critical question faced by bankers and investors worldwide is, do you understand Bitcoin? Basically, he's saying you have no idea what it even is, dummy. Stop talking about it. And Mike Novogratz, of course. So strange for a man who has done a brilliant job running a giant bank. His answers around Bitcoin are sophomoric and he keeps doubling down on them. I pray I stay open-minded my whole life. Basically saying, yeah, bro, you are closed-minded, but saying he's done an awesome job running a bank. Yeah, he's done an awesome job making a ton of money with massive government subsidies and an artificial floor from the government buying stocks and also by money laundering and getting slaps on the wrist for it. But okay, yeah, poor bankers, as Jessica said. Poor bankers. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Yeah, you're a billionaire. You are a billionaire. Like, get a mic. Call a friend and get him, put a little lavalier on there. Absolutely an embarrassment. But listen, yeah, roasted. They're getting roasted, but to be fair, the guy's a billionaire and doesn't really care. You guys have got some awesome comments. No worse. Dude's got a Dell. He definitely has a Dell. He does not even have an old MacBook. You're right. Dimon is a fake ass, flippity, floppity hypocrite. Yeah, I like to say, look at what, watch what they say, watch what they do, not what they say. Well, we know that JP Morgan is in the Bitcoin space. Moving on from that, the who, her. SEBA Bank introduces program for clients to earn yield on crypto. The Swiss regulated firm is tapping into demand from institutions for income from digital assets. This is absolutely a huge, guys. This is huge. It seemed like a passing headline. I was just kind of like looking, and Mike sent it over. My producer, Mike. You should all get to know Mike. Mike's awesome. I'm going to start bringing Mike on here and make him uncomfortable. But yeah, he sent this to me and I was like, oh, and then I read it and I was like, wow, this is actually a really massively, hugely big deal. Why? Swiss financial regulator FINMA licensed SEBA, SEBA, says it will be the first fully regulated bank to offer investors access to yields in decentralized finance protocol. Huge. This will be the first bank basically in the world that's fully regulated, a real bank that's going to offer yields on crypto and loans to their customers, taking advantage of DeFi protocols. Talk about mainstream adoption. This is what we're going to eventually see, right? It's kind of funny because last year we saw all this news in the United States when we had Brian Brooks instead of like, all these newbies, people who understood crypto and power. They, wrote these notes saying, the OCC saying that, banks could custody crypto assets if they wanted to. And we're starting to see that happen, saying that banks could test stable coins versus ancient dinosaur platforms like Swift and ACH, right? Well, now we're seeing that happening with actual yield in Switzerland, and that is going to eventually come to the United States. We know that, but it would be pretty incredible. Listen, I have no interest in like going to my local bank and getting DeFi yields personally, but your average person does, right? Your average person definitely does not trust like going on to MetaMask and signing up and the keys and be your own bank. They don't want that shit, right? What they want is to go into their familiar bank, their friendly banker, and say, here's my money, convert this to USDC and send me my 9%, right? And so that's what the future is going to eventually look like. It's a good thing. IMF report views cryptoization. Now we're just making up words to be haters. As threat to global economy. In its semi-annual Global Financial Stability Report, the IMF says that the adoption of a cryptocurrency as national currency carries significant risks and is an inadvisable shortcut, right? Because it's undercutting you, IMF. The IMF, the World Bank, have long worked with the United States government, the CIA, to make sure that they get what they want in foreign countries, basically everywhere, and to make sure that foreign countries are forced to privatize using American companies. We know this. This is why they're threatened by Bitcoinization, cryptoization in El Salvador, right? The first person who came out when El Salvador said they were making Bitcoin legal tender was the IMF saying, no. You want a loan from us? You don't get it. But the thing is, nobody really wants a loan from the IMF. They just are forced to take them. Take my loan. Feel it slide gently down your throat. Take my loan that you will never be able to pay back, my predatory loan that's pretty much like a credit card to American citizens with probably like 25% interest, and then let us privatize all of your public industry with American companies, and you are screwed. Of course, this is a threat to the global economy. That's the entire point. But it's not a threat to the economy for your average person. It's a threat to the legacy systems that are currently in place that are broken. So to me, seeing the IMF viewing cryptoization as a threat to the global economy is a good thing. It means that we are, in fact, on the right track. You guys have been wolfizationized. Wolfization. You're being wolfizationed. Here we go. All right. Yeah, it carries significant risks as an inadvisable shortcut. That's right. I saw Victoria ask that. What is a shortcut to where? To us being happy? To countries having actual freedom and sovereignty? Ooh, yeah, we wouldn't advise that. Would not advise that. IMF, SMS, NGMI, GFTO. Whatever. The one that stands for go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here. That was GTFO. Coinbase has received the third most complaints among digital wallet firms. A report by a prominent consumer advocacy group reviewed complaints filed to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau over a 4-year period. Hey guys, have you ever used Coinbase? It sucks. It sucks. We all know that. We all know that they still allow SMS authentication. They have basically no customer service. Their exchange goes offline every time there's any meaningful volatility. We all know that, right? But Coinbase is still the leading company in the United States, maybe in the world, Binance maybe, in the crypto space. So we all have to cheer them on. And I think that when you look back over a 4-year period, it's a little unfair. I don't have that much love for Coinbase as a platform. I'm a big investor in their stock. I believe they'll be one of the biggest companies in the world. But if you look back 4 years, you can hold that same criticism against every crypto company in 2017. Anytime a company based on a certain technology is forced to scale rapidly, they have huge problems. We saw the same problems this year on all of these platforms, right? Exchanges were getting 10 times as many signups as they'd have literally just weeks before. They didn't have the customer service in place to do it. I even talked to CZ Binance on my podcast, and he was like, yeah, dude, I'm taking customer service requests. There's no human way we could scale to the amount of people signing up. So it's a little disingenuous to look back 4 years in a nascent industry that basically everything was broken 4 years ago and has been forced to scale at the rate of adoption. Basically impossible. But yes, we know. SoCal Crypto says literally take every opportunity to tell people how shitty they are. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty shitty. They're pretty shitty. Hey, can you guys, now I'm curious, can you guys hear somebody cutting the grass in the background? Can you guys hear that? Can y'all hear that? I'm just curious if the mic's picking that up. What's up with that mic? Anyways, Yeah. So that's the deal with Coinbase, guys. We know that they've had their problems, but they are getting better, and we should cheer for all of them to improve. Wow, you guys can't hear that? I literally feel like someone is weed whacking my forehead. It's so loud. So loud. That's good to know. Stripe is hiring a crypto team 3 years after ending Bitcoin support. Crypto is a brand new team at Stripe. Hey, listen, better late than never. And, strong opinions loosely held, right? I talk about this all the time. Stripe said no to crypto after trying it before, but they actually have admitted their mistake and are coming back with a team. Stripe is a absolutely massive, huge payments company. The fact that they're now looking at crypto means that they are better late than never. As I said, they're going to come into this space along with everyone else. You got to love to see it. Yeah, Marco actually has ears and he can hear that. Good for you. Voyager waiting list for 2 weeks. Guys, that's nothing. We've seen some of them like 2 months long, right? Some of them long. So yeah, whatever. I'm better than Diamond's acoustics. As long as I stay a bit ahead of him, I'm feeling pretty good. But it's huge to see that Stripe is coming into the space. We know that that's going to happen. It'll be interesting to see how they do it, because if they start to incorporate it for their payments, because we know it's a superior system, that would be massive. Back to Coinbase follows FTX.us into NFT trading. The exchange's marketplace will support Ethereum-based NFTs and comes a day after the release of an NFT marketplace from rival exchange FTX.us. OpenSea is kind of screwed, right? OpenSea is kind of screwed. I gotta say, like, this is what happens, right? I remember having a conversation with my friends. I was horribly wrong here. Not about crypto. It was when Snapchat was getting like hugely popular and Instagram did not have stories or whatever you call them yet. And Instagram was like dying. And I was like, hey guys, Instagram's dead. Pack it in. It's over. And then what did Instagram do? Well, they just added what Snapchat had and absolutely crushed them. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see them just like fully thieving and taking it. But of course, it's Facebook. Of course, they did that. And of course, Instagram thrived. Well, that's kind of the same thing here, right? OpenSea was like the only one. They're out there. They're their own platform. Woohoo, yeah. I mean, there's a lot, but OpenSea is dominating. Well, now the big boys are coming to play, and it's going to be problematic for the smaller platforms, especially because FTX, Coinbase, they're going to do this in a manner that's very easy for mainstream and doesn't require you to understand what the hell's going on in OpenSea. Even for your average crypto user, the first time you sign on to those platforms is kind of difficult to figure out, right? Kind of difficult to figure out. But, I think that this is going to be huge. I actually saw, and I cannot substantiate, this is unsubstantiated, but they were not initially going to be requiring KYC to use the NFT side of Coinbase, which is really interesting that it would be decentralized and you would not have to go through KYC and AML to use it. But listen, NFTs are going mainstream. This is it. We're going to see every platform adopting them. They're not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Binance delist Chinese yuan. Block crypto traders in mainland China. Crypto exchange Binance is set to delist the Chinese yuan from its over-the-counter trading platform from December 31st. We knew this was coming, right? China's banning everything that's not nailed down. Banning it all. It's all getting banned. All getting banned. So anything Chinese related, of course, these exchanges, especially Binance, who's working so hard to become compliant with regulation, which is really hard when you don't know what the regulation is yet. Oh, let me get out my crystal ball and decide what regulation might be in the future and then become compliant with that. Sweet. Yeah, well, that's what they're having to do here, right? So Binance is going to delist the Chinese yuan and block Chinese customers. I'm sad for the Chinese people. Really sucks, but that's what's happening here, and it's going to continue to happen. And in other China getting pwned news, U.S. becomes largest Bitcoin mining market after China's crypto ban. America, fuck yeah. It's Team America, guys, not my words. According to new data from Cambridge University, the United States has become the global leader in the Bitcoin mining industry. I actually got this Roadcaster thing. Rand Nooner sent this to me, and it has sample pads. So, like, I should add, like, America, fuck yeah, and I'll just be able to hit it, and it'll come through, I think. That'd be awesome. I need to, like, and I can do, like, reggae air horns, beep, 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 when, like, I have a hot moment, or I can just do them with my voice because I'm so good at that. But yeah, guys, China's done. China really banned it. They blew it. They had their opportunity to have control of Bitcoin, and they blew it. And that's good for all of us. America. So yeah, man, now the United States, where we apparently actually care about the environment, we'll see. Mining is getting more centralized here, but I don't see it as true centralization. And I think that we're going to see a lot of the energy FUD and a lot of the mining FUD start to disappear. I think we're going to see it start to Yeah, guys, it's the Valmorphinization of America. Listen, I'm a pretty smart person. I don't even know if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word that you said right there. Yeah, I got to get the sound clips like back in the DJ days. Like if you're a reggae DJ, you got to have you have to have the air horn. Then you also have to have machine gun. And then you have to have like the Defender. Those are all the classics that you have to have in your sampler. Why aren't you in Dubai, buddy? I don't know, because it's really far and I can talk to you guys about crypto here. And to be quite honest, not my crowd, a lot of it. Not my crowd. Board 8 Yacht Club, NFT makers, eye expansion into film, TV, and music. Yuga Labs signs with veteran music manager and tech investor Guy Osiri to help expand the popular Ethereum NFT brand. We saw that CryptoPunks signed with United Talent Agency already to get them into movies and things like that. And so it makes natural sense now the Bored Apes will do it. I don't really understand how that's going to work, but cool. Oh, best beatboxer. I don't know. I'm partial to Roselle, was always dope. Yeah. So Bored Ape Club, Yacht Club, NFT makers, eye expansion into film, TV, and music. Here, I've got a song for you. You down with NFTs? Yeah, you know me. You down with NFTs? Yeah, I don't have time to do that, but someone call Little Bubble. He can make a remix. Maybe NFTs. How can I explain it? I'll take it frame by frame it. To have you lawn, jump a shower saying it. N is for non, F is for fungible, T is for token. Now you know because the wolf he has spoken. Bust it. All right. I don't have time to make a whole song out of that, but I just off the dome with my old freestyle. Went you down with NFTs, naughty by nature on you. You guys, someone make that song. Somebody do a whole remix of you down with OPP, but you down with NFTs. And finally, you know that I am a Elrond homer. Regulation first, Elrond aims to acquire an e-money license company in Romania. Elrond Network has agreed to acquire the owner of the first e-money license company in Romania. Now, look, this is huge because Capital Financial Services SA, who they're trying to buy, is a principal member of two of the largest global financial corporations, Visa and MasterCard. This would open services to 300 merchants, including Blue Air, the biggest Romanian airliner. This has not been approved yet, but this would basically, to a certain degree, make Elrond more of a bank in Romania. It would be absolutely massive and huge. Michael Stevens has dipped to 40K today. I'm glad you have the crying emoji, but remember, I'm in my 40s and I don't really know what all the emojis mean, but I think that one means sarcasm, and I know we're not going there. Hi from Prague, Wolfpack. What's up from Prague? Where are the rest of you guys from? Go ahead. Come on, flood it in. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you are from. I want to know. Prague is amazing. Oh, Bogdan, you're from Romania. Go tell the Elrond guys I said hi. Go tell them I said hi. I love that you guys. Colorado's cool. You're up early, bro. Watching this at 7 o'clock in the morning. Argentina, amazing. Victoria, you're in London. Did I know that? I don't think I knew that. India, Dubai. Excited. Well, you're in Dubai. You're going to go watch people punch each other in the face. Crypto boxing. South Florida. What's up, Crypto Dude? Welcome to my area. Moldova, Kuwait. Guys, this is amazing. Papua New Guinea. Are you guys serious? Greece. Costa Rica. Norway, Australia, India, Switzerland, Pakistan, Hungary, Germany. Guys, I mean, let's just Marco's from his house. I'm also from my house. This is amazing, guys. I can't believe that you all tune in from all over the world, that we have people. It's really so touching, but what an amazing global community, and that technological platforms allow us to have something like this happen, right? This could never have happened in the olden days. And crypto is an expression of that, right? We have this global technology, the internet, these platforms that allow us to communicate from all over the world. Well, shouldn't our money do the same? Let's take a look at the Elrond chart. I just pulled it up here because I realized we were talking about it. Not much doing, but listen, I mean, we're hovering around what was the all-time high. We had this breakout. I think this will absolutely rip once Bitcoin makes up its mind and figure out what it's going to do. Yeah. True that, man. The world is becoming so amazing. Yeah, the world is amazing. People, everyone's so down on everything. It seeks. Oh, yes, I knew you were from London. You're right. You're from London. I knew that. You guys, and you're talking about guys' hot accents. I remember that. Yeah, but the world is becoming amazing. We live with a lot of I don't want to go on one of my rants. I don't even know where I'd be going with this. But like when I was a kid, you played in the streets. You came home when it got dark. Your parents didn't worry about you. And then all of a sudden, in like the 80s, there was the dude, America's Most Wanted. What was his name? John Walsh, right? Something like that. His kid was abducted. It became national news. And then he, spearheaded the Put Your Kids on a Milk Box campaign, which is great, by the way. But then all of a sudden, you have to remember back then, like there was only news at like 7 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. You didn't have all day news networks. So this story became national news. And all of a sudden, all of our parents, not mine necessarily, but everyone's parents thought that their kids were going to get abducted all the time. Like it's not safe in the streets. Oh my God, children getting abducted. We knew it, but when it became national news, all of a sudden it was a thing. And then you started seeing the kids on the milk boxes, and it started this like overwhelming campaign of fear that never stopped, right? And then we got 24-hour news networks, which became more opinion than fact, and they started spewing, about just spewing fear, just like perpetuating fear. We should be scared of this, scared of this. Even when I talk to my own parents, it's like, I want to let my kids play in the street. Well, it's a different world. That's what they say. It's a different world now. Yes, factually, it's a safer world. I don't think people understand that. Everything about the world now is better and safer than it was before. Humanity always makes progress. The world always becomes a better place. The only difference is that we have so much access to false information that we're scared of everything all the time. That's really the only difference at this point. But it's really true. We live in an amazing world. We're more interconnected than ever. People have more opportunity than they ever did before, right? Opportunity than they ever did before. So yeah, appreciate that. Live in this world. It's a great world, and you only get to do it once anyways. So what's the point of bitching about it, being scared or complaining? Yeah, the world has become too sensitive. Yeah, but that's a function of what we're being fed. Hard not to be that way when you're being fed that. And Sean B makes the obvious incorrect comment. Okay, boomer. That's correct. The world is beautiful, says Nikki, and she is correct. Guys, that's it. But today you get more of me. A lot more of me. We have Chartapalooza at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daily Time, and it's going to be amazing today. I have a feeling. For those of you who don't know, I take chart requests from paid subscribers to my newsletter, which you can check out right down below in the links. If you sign up for the newsletter, you get the Wednesday newsletter, which went out this morning. You fill out a Google form. You get to request a chart. I take a look at it on Wednesdays on the live stream. That's how I choose those charts. What an added value for those subscribers. Yes, if I do say so myself. So guys, check that out later today. And until then, peace out.
That's dope.